Okay, this is a video that was asked for me to do by a subscriber. So here we go. This is what it's going to be about. This is how to update a ROM if you already have one of it. Like say for example you have CM9 Alpha 5 installed, which is what I have installed, and you want to update to Beta 1. This is how to do that without having to like BSF and go through the, or SBF and go through the root process and all those kind of things. You can just do this through the patched bootstrap recovery. So we're going to kind of go into this. First of all, we're going to go look at my settings, or not my settings, my about phone here. And you can see right here that I'm on CryanogenMod mod, and it's the build from 7.16 unofficial. So that is Alpha 5 for CM9 on the Droid X2. So if we want to update and go to the Beta 1 that just got released, and anytime you have an update, this is the process you can go through to do it. So we're going to go into our app drawer and we're going to find our system recovery, which is right there, which is the, again, this is the patched CM7 or CM9 bootstrap recovery, because we are running a CM9 ROM. So we're going to go ahead and hit install again, even though I don't think you have to once you've done this the first time. And then we're going to plug in our charger, and then we're going to reboot, go to recovery mode. So this will boot us up into recovery. And then I'm going to go through the steps of doing it. Make sure that you already have installed or downloaded the CM9 Beta 1 zip along with the Google apps, the ice cream sandwich Google apps, before you do this step. Make sure they're on your SD card and you know what file or what folder they're in. So this should boot up here in a second, and then I'll show you the process of doing this. If you're on Alpha 5, because Dragon Killer said you could do this, you don't have to actually wipe your data. If you're on any other ROM, most times they want you to wipe your data to update to the new ROM. But if you're going from Alpha 5 to Beta 1, you don't have to. So this is the process. We're in here, and we would go to Wipe Data Factory Reset, and we would select that with the top button, and we scroll with our volume buttons. We'd select that, and then we'd hit yes. That would wipe your data. But because we're going from CM9 Alpha 5 to Beta 1, and Dragon Killer, the developer, said we don't have to do that, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to wipe cache partition. So we're going to hit this one, and then we're going to go down to yes, wipe cache partition. Select it, very quick wipe. Then we're going to go to advanced, select that, and then we're going to scroll down here to wipe Delvic cache, and then hit yes. Okay, and then we're going to go back one. And now from here you can just go ahead and do the install zip from SD card process. So install zip from SD card, select it, choose zip from SD card, select that. I'm going to scroll down to my CM9 folder where I keep my ROMs for CM9, select the folder, and then my ROM here I'm looking for Beta 1 is from 2012 08-14 unofficial. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to select yes, install. So as soon as this install package is done, it shouldn't really take you too long. Then we're going to install the Google apps, and then basically reboot, and we'll make sure it's all working right after that. So let me pause for a second, and we'll come back as soon as this finishes updating here. It should only take like a minute, two, not long. Okay, the CM9 zip has installed. So then we're going to scroll down again to choose zip from SD card, because we want to do the Google apps, and go back down to my CM9 folder where I keep my Google apps, and then we're going to look for GGAPS, ice cream sandwich, and the ones that I have on here are from April 29th. So we're going to select that one, and then we're going to scroll down to yes and install them. As soon as these are done, we should be able to back out and go to reboot phone and watch this thing boot up. Just give it a sec here. It ain't gonna take long for the Google apps to install. There they go. Okay, so scroll down to go back, select it. Sometimes there's a delay here. I don't know why it takes so long for this screen to populate up here again, but there we go. Alright, reboot system now. So go ahead and select that. Now it's rebooting. I like to unplug at this point. I don't know, it seems like I have problems sometimes when I leave it plugged in. So I just unplug. So here's your dual core Motorola logo. Next we should see the boot animation for CM9. And it may take a while for this thing to boot, so I'm going to wait for it to boot and I'll come back to you. And as soon as it boots up and gets past boot animation, I'll show you where we're at and make sure everything's working right here. Alright, so it got past the boot animation and now it's optimizing my applications. And every time you're on Ice Cream Sandwich and you wipe your cache, it will go through the optimizing application step, and I have 100 or 126 on here, so it's got to go through and optimize them all for Ice Cream Sandwich. And that kind of proves to you also that we didn't wipe data because all my applications are still there. All my passwords, everything I've done on there should all still be intact. So this should finish up here in a second, and we'll look into it and see if we gotta change anything or if everything stayed exactly how we had it. Hopefully, because we didn't wipe data, we should all be good to go. So let's give it a second. Also, if for some reason you do this and you didn't wipe data and it bombs and bricks and doesn't turn on, you can go back into stock recovery and wipe data, do wipe data factory reset, and see if you can get it that way. You'll lose all your information, but hopefully it'll boot up. Or if all else fails, go ahead and do a SBF back to factory stock and start over from scratch. That's worst case scenario, but this process should work. A lot of times, even when the dev will tell you to wipe data, you could even try doing it without it and see what happens. And if it doesn't work, just go into, like I said, stock recovery and wipe it then, and then boot it up. You might be able to get away with saving your data versus you know, having to redo all your apps and sign into everything again and start all over. Alright, so this is just for the system. It's asking for super user over, but other than that, as you guys can see, my phone looks exactly the same. No passwords, no nothing was lost, so we're good to go. So that is the update process. But like I say, if you don't want to wipe data, it's kind of at your own risk, unless the developer said you don't have to. So there you go. That's how to update from CM9 Alpha 5 to Beta 1, or any other ROM for that matter that somebody's updated, the developer has updated. You can do the same kind of process. Thanks, guys.